Well, there I am. I just went live without even thinking about it. Nobody's in the chat or nothing. I'm just going live. I just decided just go live because I'm sitting here with having a pity party. Whenever I have a pity party, I do not like having them alone. So I figured I'd invite some people in, and yeah, we'll see if anybody shows up. That'll be good. If not, then it'll just be a video. If nobody shows up, it's just a video, which is okay. I do videos too. And so, but right now I'm working on another textile art piece. Oh, there's somebody. Would you look at there? There's Timothy and there's Jennifer Haney. Hi, you guys. When I was thinking about this, I thought, well, maybe I'll just go talk to some people I don't know, and there it is, people I know. Hi, Janet. There's some. Well, I know everybody. There's Janet, very beautiful, is right there. Hi, Jennifer. That's my Jennifer. Yeah, and my grandson Jeffrey. I mean Timmy. Timothy Brewer. Timothy Brewer is my grandson. Jennifer Haney is my daughter. And it is good to see you guys. I just was sitting here doing absolutely not well, I'm never doing nothing. I'm always stitching on something. But I was doing this little bit of fiber art here. And I just decided to just turn the camera on. It's quiet here. Nobody's here but me and Papa. Yeah, it's like oh no, Jeffrey's having a major breakdown. It's going to be a long night. Do that hand on his front. Do the hand over his heart and the hand over his back. Hold your hands front and back, Jennifer. Hi, Myra. Timmy, I hope everything's going well in your neck of the woods. That little girl, I haven't seen her in forever. You need to bring her over one day. Yes, go do it right now, Jennifer. Hand over the heart and a hand over his back. Oh, goodness. I just learned about that calming thing, and I believe it really does work. When you have a when you have an autistic child, Jeffrey is autistic, and he has major breakdowns every once in a while, and apparently he's having one right now. Thank you, Myra. I this is just a bit of a fiber art, which I've really gotten into this lately, that I really love doing this. And I'm doing it on a piece of burlap. Um, and it's basically weaving into the burlap. And here I started out with one kind of yarn. And then this white is actually is hi Kelly. Um, this white is sari silk ribbon um, that I put in here in between these yarns. Then I put some of this, like a tan yarn, in here. It went around this way a little bit. Now I'm using this blue, which is like a variegated. Right now it's in the light, but as I go up, it'll be dark. These flowers I got from, hi, Kathy. There's Calico Kate. Oh my gosh. Jennifer, I don't know if there's a time frame to hold your hands like that. Gosh, I have to look more into that to find out what else. Just hold that. Hold. I'm sure you didn't hold long enough. I'm sure it takes a little bit longer, and just to try to relax. Oh my goodness. I was watching you a little bit today, Kellyanne, and now I'm trying to remember what you were doing. My memory is so bad. Hi, Regina. Yeah, I just decided to go live. I didn't plan it or anything. But like these here, I just got these actually yesterday in the mail from a package from Rosita, and I tacked these on first. And then I started doing the weaving of the yarns in here. Glenda Baker, I haven't seen you in a coon's age. It is good to see you. Very good to see you. What were you doing, Kellyanne? God, I can't even remember. I know I was watching. And but I love how I did this one. You might have seen a video. This one is more of like a landscape, and I kind of this was the river, and then some nature colors, and then up to the sky, and with some clouds in the sky. And Lorena Solanas, thank you so much for coming. Hello to you. You guys are amazing. And so I finished that one up and then wanted to start on another. I don't have a lot of burlap, so I got to figure out what I can get more burlap. This piece I just got the other day from Rosita. She just throwed that in my box, and so I have that piece to use. But I have a lot of ideas of things I want to try by doing this sort of um, it's just a textile art, just any kind of textiles. And so by using a lot of different types of yarn, you can really come up with a lot of really neat ideas. And so, but what this is almost like a shag carpet, like a shag carpet thing. There is some art that they do like this, that they do with a little, like a gun that shoots in and actually almost makes like a shag carpet. But what I do is I just make a loop. I go in there and I make a loop, but then I kind of use my finger as I pull it through. I use my finger then as a guide so that I pull it then as big as my finger. Needle punch, yeah, there's some needle punch that they do like that, and they have this big electric, almost looks like an electric drill, and they just woonga woonga woonga, and it is really really cute. I mean, beautiful stuff, and I do too. I love Glenda. The textures I think are just amazing, and so they're fun to do, and it's soft. And I think when you're doing something soft, it's very calming. If you're having It's very calming, especially sometimes you get so many things going through your mind at one time. And um and so then if you just start doing something like this to end your day, or well, begin your day, the middle of your day, any time of the day, um it's just something that it's just very calming, it's very soothing, and it just feels good because it's just so soft. What's Myra says, it's an amazing idea to make for my lady that I care for. She has dementia, but it may be nice as a sensory thing for her. I would think so too, Myra. And what I want to do when I'm finished here, so it doesn't pull apart, I'm going to take another piece of fabric this same size, but then I'm going to use carpet tape, and I'm going to carpet tape, double-sided carpet tape, and I'm going to tape the whole thing because that stuff is strong. So if I take that carpet tape and and then send another uh, adhere a piece behind it, then that would keep these from pulling loose. New research for Alzheimer's being studied at USF. Coconut oil. It was on the news tonight. That's very interesting, Jennifer. That's very interesting to. I wonder. Yeah, you'll have to let me know more about that. Of how to use the coconut oil. You rub it into the temples. Do you give him a teaspoon every now and again? And Kathy says, I make fidget mats for dementia patients. Oh, there you go. There's some more ideas for fidget mats. And I did that too when I was taking care of the memory care units. I made fidget mats for them. Well, actually, I made aprons, fidget aprons. And I had a lot of, and you know, the things that they liked the best on the aprons, when I made the aprons, were little pieces of satin ribbon. That's good. Yeah, put it on my Facebook. That's good. Yes. And they would rub those little pieces of, because I'd make loops of satin ribbon and put those here and there on the apron. And that's mostly what most of the ladies liked was that feeling of that satin ribbon. That and but those any kind of a fidget thing. Mine was fidget aprons that I made so they could wear them, and if they got up and moved around, they went with them. And so those were nice because they need to fidget. We all need to fidget. I mean, not even. It's like twiddling your thumbs. Hi, Martha and Dawn. Hello, Dawn. But it is, I think we all need to fidget every once in a while, or we just naturally fidget sometimes. There's just things we do. Like I have found that when I used to go to restaurants and they had the paper placemats, I would take the corners of those placemats and just start rolling them. It's a little fidget that you do. It's just sometimes you do them without even thinking. And so any kind of a fidgety thing, and like doing something like this, especially if you have things going through your mind that just are unsettling, and then if you start something like this, and it's amazing how calming it can be. How calming. I think part of it is the softness of the yarns. I mean, the burlap's not that soft, but you're making it soft after you're adding the yarns to it. Yes, browse Kathy's video. She's got a lot of really, really good ideas. And she's another one that does a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And a little bit of this and a little bit of that. And I like doing that way. I don't stick with just one thing. I do a little bit of everything. Oh God, I don't know how I can make mods. Can I make mods on here? Can I do that? Let me see what does this do? No, I can't do that. What is this? Oh, I don't know. Now see, this is on. I don't have it showing on. I wonder if I go and find this on my YouTube, if I can If I can then make some mods on here, because I should have mods anyway, just in case burglars come in, just in case burglars come in. Now let's see. Ooh, live for no reason. There I are. Mm-hmm. Now, but then where's my chat? There it is. Now, oh yeah, I do have mods. I see Martha Townsend is a mod. Can I add as moderator? Okay. Now, Kathy, you are now a moderator, so you can add your channel in there. Because I was just able, I figured that out really fast. Boy, I'm amazed with myself sometimes. Yeah. So you should be a moderator if I did it right anyway. If I did it right. Standard moderator. Okay. Yeah, I made you into a moderator. Good deal. Very good. Very good. So we always need moderators. See, they just don't show up on they don't show up as having a wrench on on um on on StreamYard. Yes, absolutely. However you can do, whatever you can do, we want to help each other out, and especially when it comes to, for me, especially when it comes to helping out anybody that works with the elderly, and especially elderly with um, memory issues, because that was always my love when I was working, and so anybody else that does it, I have, because it takes patience. It takes patience and it takes a real loving heart to do it. And so when I hear about people doing things like that and able to do it, there are some people that just can't handle that because they feel that pain in some way. They have so much pity, I think, or something, that they have a hard time being with those with any kind of dementia or Alzheimer's or any kind of memory issues. And that's understandable too. So everybody has a gift of some kind. And I think those that can work with the elderly really, really have that gift. Oh, fallen in love with caregiving. Thank you for that. That's amazing. I love that. That's so good to hear. And there is so many that need it. They just need that some to just understand, or not even understand, because you can't understand why. Why does this happen to some and not others? And so it's hard to understand. And but it's just, I don't know what it would be, what word you would use, but to be able to just love, have extra love for those who have been tormented or whatever. And I used to care for a man who had Alzheimer's. I cared him for 4.5 years until he passed away. Yep, I cared for a man too. And that man was my husband. And I cared for him. And Jennifer, who you saw up there earlier, she still lived here at home with us. And if it wasn't for her being able, because I wasn't able to leave home, I had to be here with him. I had to be with him because he was total care. And so Jennifer, she wasn't a nurse then, but she sure acted like one. And oh, she was going to school, I think then. But thank goodness she was our caregiver then. She was able to go and do all our running for us and everything because I couldn't leave. He couldn't leave, so I couldn't leave. And so we were pretty much homebound, which we didn't complain because I'm like, oh, I don't. Um, oh, and Regina is caring for her husband who has dementia. See there, that's see, there is so much. There is so much of it around, and we don't really even know what causes it. In It's hard. There's still so much research going on. My husband's was early onset um, Alzheimer's, which is a little bit different than the Alzheimer's that you get when you're in aging. And so, and in the early onset, there's actually a defective gene. And so, yep, there's my Jennifer. And so, and in the later onset Alzheimer's, it's pretty much known as it was um, plaque buildup, plaque buildup in the brain. So it's hard. Um, it's hard to understand it sometimes because there's no reason. And like for my husband, for Jennifer's dad, he and his brother around the same time in life were diagnosed, and they both passed away in the same year from that early onset Alzheimer's, because in the early onset it's very familial, it's in families. Good night, Jennifer. You sleep well and you have a good day at work tomorrow. Make all the patients smile. Jennifer's now a nurse, and the bestest. She's the bestest nurse ever. I could be a little bit. It'll be a little bit because she's my daughter. I don't know, but and see, as I'm doing this too, I'm not just going to go in lines with this blue. I'm just sort of kind of just going here and there until I fill it all up. The last year of my dad's life, I cared for him after a stroke, which left him uncontrollably emotional. And you were 16 or 17. Oh my gosh. Bless your heart, Stacy May. That had to have been hard, but it shows that you must have loved him dearly to be able to do that at such an age. And when you're 16 and 17 years old, most girls 16 and 17 years old got their mind other places than to take care of a sickly person. And so that's amazing that you were able to do that. Martha says, one summer I had a lady. I was to get her showered in the morning and get her ready for the day. I also would take her rummage sailing whilst her husband mowed the yard. Dementia and Alzheimer's, it sucks. Yes, it does. And so thank goodness that she had somebody like you to help her. And take her yard sailing and thrift shopping. There you go. That's the best medicine right there. I didn't know was going on with my husband first with my husband. Even when my husband started showing signs of any kind of memory issues, he now I'm married again. In fact, tomorrow marks 25 years that I'm married again for the second time. Although I call myself married 50 years because I had 25 years with my first husband who passed away at age 54, and then I've been now with Papa for 25 years tomorrow. And so I call myself married 50 years because I've been happily married for 50 years, although I switched husbands midstream. No. Oh my goodness. But oh my god, and you would have him working on a Corvette. Oh my goodness, that was sweet. Yes. And it's amazing. It's amazing. Like when I was working, I made fidget boxes. Um, I had shoe boxes, and each one of the shoe boxes at work were a different theme. Some of them might have been just kitchen utensils. Some of them boxes might have been just yarn that needed to be wound. Um, some of them might have been just sewing supplies and just different things. I had some that had just pieces of PVC pipe and then the little corners, fittings for them and stuff. And I had, I don't know, probably 25 different boxes. And the patients, the residents really like having just one box, and that they, or, you know, whatever aid, or they call them something different than aids at the time, but they could go and get one of the boxes and just sit with that resident and fiddle with that box and do whatever was in the box they could play with, or and just fiddle with. And it was amazing. Like for my husband, one of the things he would do is help me fold laundry. So I had a basket of just dish towels and washcloths. They were easy to fold. And he would fold them all for me, and then I would go put them away, but then I'd take them back out and throw them back in the basket and then wrinkle them all up, and he'd fold them again. Or mating socks. He would mate socks too. Now that didn't last as long. The sock mating got a little frustrating for him, but he would fold them washcloths and dish towels over and over and over, and that was one of the things that he could do, and that kept him busy. And then he walked. He'd like to walk. Well, the last 2 years he didn't walk. He was immobile after the last 2 years he was immobile. But so the one thing, one time he took off for a walk, and I didn't know he went for a walk, and I went to bed. And while I went to bed, then he got up and went outside and went for a walk. Well, then when Jennifer got home from work, she goes, "Mama, where is Dad?" I said, "He's in his bed." And she goes, "No, he's not in his bed." She goes, and well, of course, I just woke up with a start. I said, "Oh my gosh, where is he?" And she goes, "When I was coming home, there was somebody walking with a dog down the road, down County Line Road. I'm going to go back down that way and make sure it's not Dad." Well, sure enough, it was Dad. It was Dad walking down the road. Bless his heart. He had on his boxer shorts, and he had a towel wrapped around his shoulders, and he had our dog. And he had already walked probably a mile from the home, and then she brought him up home. Well, then it wasn't very shortly after that that we got 5 foot chain link fence around the house, so he could go out and walk. And and at the time I was looking for fence, I had, I had a budget that I could spend on the fence. So I told the fencing company, I said, I need at least 5 feet, because the doctors even said go at least 5 feet, because 4 feet he's going to get over it. And so I told the guy at the fence place, I said, I got X amount of dollars, and I need as much fence I can, 5 foot fence, as is. Well, we lucked up then, and somebody had ordered fencing, chain link, and then went back on their order. They didn't take it. He says, "So I can get you this amount of chain link fence and get it all installed, and you have plenty of money," which he really gave us a really good deal. And I said, just because there's 3 doors on the house: the front door, the back door, and then the side door, like the garage door. And so I want him to be able to get out, in and out any of them doors, and be able to walk around the yard. And so he fixed it to where it worked just that way. And that worked out good for our dogs too. So then our dog would, but now we don't have no more dogs either. But well, we do have dogs when we have our grand dogs over, because I had all 3 grand dogs today for a while. So, but yeah, it's there's and when Ernie, my hubsy, he actually he actually was still working, and the people that he worked with, because he worked for the Department of Transportation, but he worked through the prison, and he would take the work crew, the road crews out. And actually, the people that he worked with realized that he was having problems before I realized he was having problems, because they were saying, well, because he'd get in the truck and they'd go start going off to the work site, and then he wouldn't remember where he was supposed to be going, so he had to call back to the office to find out where they're supposed to be going. And so they saw his problems even before I did. And the first problem I really saw was, and I always kind of joke about it, was um, he was left. He come home from the grocery store, and he goes, I remembered the bread and the milk, and I couldn't remember what else I was supposed to be picking up. I says, it might have been the children you were supposed to pick up from school. He goes, oh yeah, that's right. And then he left to go get the kids from school. And the kids was in middle school at the time, so it was okay. But that's the first time I saw that he was really having a problem with his memory. And it kind of went downhill from there. But yeah, my husband, Regina says her husband thinks he's a bum because he doesn't understand. He has Social Security coming in. His dementia started, I think, in his mid 50s. He's got real bad at 60. He just turned 64. Oh, that is young. Now, my husband, now, he's back there in the bed now. He's 78, and he is having a lot of problem with his memory. Um, and there's no way of knowing if it's Alzheimer's or what it is. It's just dementia right now. And although, and he understands it too. He understands he's having a real big problem with this memory thing. And but it's not real bad yet. And maybe it won't get any worse. I don't know. But he has quit driving. He has quit any of his wood crafting. He has no longer uses the computer, which he was a computer genius. And so, but he still reads a lot. He reads a lot, and he still he still has his jobs. He does. He hauls trash out. Yesterday he did the dishes. I mean, there's a lot of things he still does do, but there's a lot of things he can't do anymore. And it's sad. It is sad. Yeah, that's true, Gail. Sometimes mini strokes can look like dementia. And also, side effects of medications too. And so, yeah. And Kelly says, hi, Kelly, Jill. Um, my great grandfather made my great grandmother crazy with his dementia by rearranging her cupboards during the night and putting the dishes in the fridge. God love them both. And that's exactly the attitude. God love them both. There was one morning I woke up in the morning to find every bit of clothes out of the closet were put in the shower. Thank goodness he didn't turn the shower on. I mean, that was with Ernie. That was not with hubby here. But he had put them all in the shower. It had to have taken him a long time to do that. He must have been up half the night, and I slept right through it. But anyhow, it's good to have you here, Kelly Jill Doherty. I don't think that I've seen your name before. I'm glad you're here. Yes, Gail, it's a horrible, horrible disease. And it's just not one that can be cured with a pill. It can't be cured with a replaced hip. It's just one of those things that just can't be cured. It can be managed to a point, but there's no cure. There's just no cure for it. So of course my children now, they kind of worry every time that they feel like they're getting a little bit of a memory issue. They just wonder if now they have the same problem because it is very familial. Hi, Alicia. How are you? My goodness, it's good to see you. And now, see, it's amazing to see all of you here. I just come on at the spur of the moment just because I was sitting here doing nothing. Well, I've never sitting here doing nothing, so I shouldn't say that because I'm always doing something. And so, but I'm enjoying this so much right now. I am enjoying this texture, the textile arts. And I've been doing a lot of stitching, a lot of using what I have around here with fabrics and such. Janie, are you out on the road driving the big truck? I've been watching, Janie, I have been watching some of the videos of the, yes, Lizzie from Minnesota. Thank you, Sharon. Yes, Lizzie from Minnesota. I was almost named Minnie too because my maiden name was Soda. But thank goodness they didn't call me Minnie because I sure wouldn't have matched that name. But but Trucker Janie, I have been watching some of those ice road trucker videos. Have you ever watched them, ice road truckers? Holy smokes! And whenever I watch them, I think about you. I think, gosh, I hope she never starts that ice road trucking. But boy, I bet that pays good because you're putting your life in your own hands when you do them ice road trucking. Where do you live in Minnesota, Sharon? I lived in Esco, which I was born in Cloquet. I lived in Esco, which is up there by Duluth. Yeah, and I still call it my home, even though I left there when I was 14 years old. My family drugged me out of there kicking and screaming. I didn't want to leave. And I still call it my home, although I've been in Florida. Now I'm 73. Esco, Minnesota is still my home. Yeah, I know. I don't even know why I watch those ice road truckers because it's hard to breathe when you're watching them. It is so spooky. It's so scary because they're driving them. They drive them trucks over iced over lakes. They're driving on ice. And I said, oh my gosh! But they got to get supplies to the people that live out there in them places. And I don't know why those people choose to live out there in them places, but I'm sure they've got a good reason. But yeah, that's oh, you're on your way back to Dallas. You're in Louisville. Louisville. You be careful. You be careful. My gosh, the weather everywhere has been being so different and changing, and I don't know what lately. You never know. You're running into storms, and hopefully, you're avoiding any of them. Yeah, that's a scary job, them ice road truckers. But I've been, just for something different to watch, I kind of lurk around and see what's out there. And oh, okay, Sharon says I lived in Grand Rapids and been a campground host at the North Shore near Duluth. Oh, okay. Yep. We spent a lot of time in Duluth, different things in Duluth. And my dad would go fishing on Lake Superior. Every year they went smelting. They called it smelting. And they'd go get jillions of smelt. little fishes that kind of look like sardines. Oh, Lisa on the ice road trucker, she's got guts. That little bitty girl. Yeah. Lisa was a bad girl on that show. She could act. She's just a little bitty old girl, drives that big old truck. And she, if it has troubles, she showed one time she got stuck side the road. She got herself out. Yep, she got herself out. That's any truckers, any lady truckers to me, I give kudos to them. Because them's big old trucks. Them's big old trucks. Oh, see, Gail knows about smelting. Yep, my dad would go smelting once a year. He'd go on Lake Superior and he'd go smelting and come back with gobs. And he would bring them to what they call the locker plant. And you could rent a freezer section in there. And they actually the smelt got frozen. They froze them in the containers were like the waxed milk containers. That's what they would put them in to store them. And then every once in a while he'd go to the locker plant and get some of the smelt and bring it home. So because you could rent a locker at what they called the locker plant. So was like just Lisa, big old shadow. But anyway, yeah. But I like to watch. I like to watch the things like I like the documentaries of the people that live, in northern Alaska and places like that. That they live up and they just live. They live off the land up there, and it's amazing to watch them. And and you think about us in the lower 40 here, lower 48. We're pretty lazy. We're pretty lazy with our Walmart. We could go get all our stuff from the Walmart. They get all of their groceries from the wild. It's amazing. It's amazing just to watch them and what they go through to do. But they don't have no stress up there. Hi, Charlotte Cooper. Good to see you. Very good to see you. Yeah, lately I just started watching Mike Rowe again. Mike Rowe used to have that show Dirty Jobs. I used to watch him with his Dirty Job shows, and that was good. Now he doesn't do Dirty Jobs anymore. Now he does Someone Has to Do It, and he's got some pretty interesting stuff on that show. I like watching him. I don't know why his show was canceled with the Dirty Jobs, but because I enjoyed that. Some of them were like really gross. Kathy Cowell, are you in Florida these days or are you in Missouri? I think you're in Florida, aren't you? I'm doing real good tonight, Charlotte. Thank you so much. So thank you so much. And now even better because I have friends in high places right there in the chat. Yes, Regina. I think seeing Alaska in person would be awesome as well. So, but yet that's the nice thing about being able. We don't watch television as far as that goes. We watch. We have. Well, the screen on my computer is pretty big, so that's our television, and everything we watch is just off of YouTube or I have what is that I have? I used to have Netflix, but I don't have that anymore. Oh, I have the Disney Channel. But the Disney Channel also has a lot of National Geographic shows. And so we watch a lot of the National Geographic, and that is fun to watch. Things, real nature. And then sometimes I would just have to watch me a couple of crime shows to make me realize how lucky I am that I'm not in prison or something. Kathy's still in Florida until later this month. Want to get to Missouri before the kids get out on the 24th. Got a lot of baby goats when we get there. Oh my gosh, I love them baby goats. I almost thought about getting a baby goat here just a couple weeks ago. I was looking in Marketplace and somebody had a baby goat, one of the miniature goats, and they were wanting to find a new home for it, but then they wanted $200 for it. And I thought, well, maybe not $200. Oh, I see, Regina. I'm wondering if I can get a larger screen just for my computer. I mean, the screen is pretty large. It's about 2 feet wide, about 1 foot high, 2 feet wide, something like that. And so it's not all that small. But I thought about if I can get a bigger, just screen for my computer, then Papa could see it better too from his chair. And I might do that one day when my ship comes in. My ship, when my ship comes in, still wait. It's hold up somewhere. Oh, you watch different states weekly by watching Aerial America. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, Alicia says she's been meaning to watch Gail's son's channel. I forgot the address. Well, Gail, I didn't know your son had a channel. Oh no, Sharon, I didn't see the one about elephants. I need to watch that one too. Oh, the pygmy goats are fun. That's what the kids have. Yeah, I thought about when I seen that first, the picture of the goat on Marketplace. I said, "Boy, wouldn't that be fun?" Because I already have. Oh, you're kidding! I gotta write that down. Um, I gotta write this down. It's called. Oh, really? A pygmy goat for $200? Really good price. Well, that's nice. I can't afford $200 for a goat, but I thought that would be so fun to have just inside the fence here, just as like a little pet. And it could get up on the back porch. We got like a screened-in big back porch. It could get up there, and there's even a couch for him to sleep on. Okay, I gotta write that down. Jason Bland's Paranormal Soup. Now that will interest me. I have been also watching things on paranormal. Oh, your neighbor paid $700 for two of them. Oh my goodness sakes. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay, I gotta plug this in. Just told me that I got almost not much battery left. We don't want that phone to die of a heart attack. He's on pretty late on Sunday nights, 10 p.m. Yes, but you can watch. Yeah, I can watch replays. I have a friend that lives up in Rhode Island, and she's been seeing orbs in her house, and she has videotaped. She has used her camera, and you can see these little orbs flying around. So she has had some of these, I guess, paranormal something or others coming over, and they film and stuff, which interests me a lot because I am one who believes in spirits and angels, and and that they can show themselves in so many different ways. not just in an orb flying around your house, but in so many different ways. So I really am interested in that kind of things. Actually, my friend, her name is Carol. She They came up already. The people that she knows that does this, they're ghost hunters or something. I don't know what they call themselves, but some of them that she was seeing were dust, but some of them are actually orbs. And so, but she's got them coming again to her house on the 5th, and she's going to do a live show with them there. And so that'll be interesting. Oh wow, kids don't pay that much, I'm sure. Now they had triplets born, they're 4-H projects. Oh, when my kids had 4-H projects, they were awesome. Yeah, my son in Alaska, he's not in Alaska, he's in Arizona. Um, they raise goats. And so they're always having little babies. And my niece who lives in northern Florida, she raises goats, but she's got high dollar goats. She takes them all over, mostly around Florida, but she has gone out of Florida too, just to go to shows, because you go to shows and then you can win these. You try to get grand champions, reserve grand champions, and that kind of thing, so that those things can be added to their so then things are then added to their little birth certificates, their lineage thing or whatever. And then that makes her baby goats even that much worth more money when she sells them. But she's into real, real interesting, very high dollar goats that she has. And they some pretty looking goats. She gets so excited when they're fresh and what does she call? She got all these words, but she takes pictures of their udders. Most of the pictures on her Facebook channel are of her goats' udders. She just loves her goats' udders. Jason has all sorts of paranormal stuff on his show: ghosts, aliens, Bigfoot, you name it. Well, I'm gonna look him up. I'm gonna look him up. That'll be interesting. That will be very interesting. But these people that were at Carol's house that time, they he had some kind of a apparatus he'd put on his ears, and but and that he could hear voices through them. Yeah, I don't know. I want a mini cow, but my husband Chris won't let me. They have mini cows. Isn't that just a baby? You mean a full grown mini cow? Oh my god! Now I gotta look that up too. I gotta look up mini cows. I just thought they just had old cows. I didn't know there was any mini cows. That's interesting. Very interesting. Hi, little sister Cheryl. How are you doing? I've been playing Scrabble. I love Scrabble. I love to play Scrabble, and I've been playing Scrabble a lot. Miss Cheryl, she plays Scrabble with me. I love playing Scrabble. Can't half spell, but hey, I love playing. I love playing Scrabble. That is you, right, Cheryl? I think so. I think so. See, now my yarn is getting darker blue on the ball, so it's going to look almost like a stormy sky with flowers. A stormy sky with flowers, there ain't nothing wrong with that. I gotta write that down too, so I know to look up mini cows. Yeah, I just want to look at one. But I was thinking, we do come up with some wild words, but some when we're playing Scrabble, we don't even know if some of these words are real words. But you can just put a tile here or there and see if it turns green. It's a word, and you say, "Oh yeah, I got that one." And so it's fun. And I don't even care if I win or lose in these games. When we're playing Scrabble, it doesn't matter if we win or lose. It's just so much fun playing. And then, like for myself, if I put in a word and then all of a sudden it's like um, a high amount, well, then I get all excited. But it doesn't really matter. It's just so much fun to play. Probably if it didn't keep track of the score for you, I probably wouldn't even keep track of the score. Just play the words. Oh my gosh. Dawn had a potbelly pig and her name was Barbecue. Barbecue. We had a potbelly pig too at one time. And that was a long time ago. My kids were little. Well, my kids were in elementary school. And that darn pig, when we first got it, it was only like it fit in your hand. It was so tiny. And so, oh, Upwards is a fun board game too. And and so we had it in the house for the longest time. We had this little pig in the house, and then after it got a bit bigger, a lot bigger, we said, Miss Piggy. Well, his name was Arnold. Um, you're going to have to be living out in the pig pen, and we made him a nice pig pen, and but he didn't like it at pig pen. Well, he did like it if we stayed out there with him. But he would dig out and get out, and he'd come and knock at the door. He wanted to come back in, and he was always getting out of his little pig pen. And but then he'd follow the kids to the school bus because they had to go up to the corner, just a little ways up to the corner to get on the school bus. And doggone that, Arnold would follow him up there if I didn't realize that. He'll sneak out there and go follow them up the school bus. And so then I'd hear the horn honking of the school bus. I go, oh my gosh, Arnold's on the school bus again. But the kids would get so excited, the kids on that are already on the school bus, because we were kind of the last stop. And so then they had to wait till I went out there, got up on the school bus, got a hold of Arnold, got Arnold back off the school bus. But kids would cheer Arnold on. They'd say, they'd say, let him come. He wants to go to school. And little Bo Peep, no, that's not the one. Who took her sheep to school? Well, somebody did. Hmm. Oh, Mary had a little lamb. She took her lamb to school. That's right. But those kids on the bus, they thought that we should just let that poor pig Arnold go to school. He could have been a smart pig. But yeah, we finally had to find him a new home. He got a new home after a while. My husband at the time, Ernie was my husband, he was saying, we should just go ahead and put Arnold in the freezer. I said, we are not putting Arnold in the freezer. No, we ain't. And so I says, we will find him a new home, but he ain't going in the freezer. But he was supposed to be a mini potbelly pig, but that pig got big. I went, he was a, somebody told us the story when they said he was just a mini pig because he wasn't nothing mini about that pig. Yeah. Oh my gosh, Kathy said she raised and sold 1,500 pigs a year. That, oh my gosh. Yeah. We had a dairy farm when I was still in Minnesota. We had a dairy farm, and but it wasn't a big one. We had at tops we had 50 cows. A cute movie, The Apple of My Eye, is about support miniature horses. Oh my god, I guess they got like miniature any kind of animals, don't they? Oh, little sister had to go reboot. We got to do a lot of that rebooting every once in a while. You going to bed? Okay, you go to bed because you need to get some beauty sleep. Have you looked in the mirror lately?
I don't think beauty sleep's gonna do me any good.
Beauty sleep's not going to do you no good. Oh well. I love you too, darling. You have a good snooze. Give you a kiss. Can't be doing this. This is public television.
I don't care about that.
It's not triple X. It's not X rated. I love you too, darling. You were going to tell me that my chair's ready and my pillow's ready and the lights
Well,
on.
yeah, all that stuff, all the normal stuff is ready already. And
Okay.
this needs to be go to the.
Yeah, that has to go to the sink. I ate out of that.
Okay.
But I didn't clean up after myself. That's why I have you here.
You done with it?
Yes, I am. Yes. Cheryl says, good night, Hobster. Oh my gosh. Gail says that her friend has a mini goat, a mini horse, and mini donkey. So she's got a mini farm, in other words. Yeah. Kelly says, keep it clean, you two. Yeah, you got to watch out for my husband. Boy, he's a player. He is a player, I'm telling you. Hi, Erin Morrison. And Denise, good to see you too. Erin Morrison, she's another one of them lady truck drivers. Erin, are you out on the road? I mean, yeah, Erin Morrison, are you on the road right now? She drives all over like Truck Janie does. Oh, and she's got mini chickens too. Oh, how cute. You're local again? Oh, you're not driving cross country anymore? Oh, good. I was worried. I was worried about you getting on them icy roads. I was just beginning to get worried about you. Just don't try that ice road trucking. Denise, you have a good evening, girlfriend. Thank you for coming. Gosh, thank you, all of you guys, for coming. You just don't know how it just cheers me up to see all of you. Okay. I love you too, darling.
Your place is ready when you are.
Okay, I'll be ready and I'll be in there whenever I feel like it. Papa, God, he just wants to keep smooching on me. I've never seen a mini chicken. Our chickens were mini chickens when they were babies, but now they're getting big.
Yeah, they're growing up.
Yep. They is growing up.
Won't be long before they'll be squirting out eggs.
Squirting out eggs. We want them to be squirting out eggs.
In the morning, baby.
All right, hon. Oh, the pup didn't like. I seen where you were trying to get her a new home, and I thought to myself, Aaron, you do not want to rehome your pup, and so you decided to come back home. I think that's a very, very, very good choice. Very good choice. I kind of worried about you out there on them roads, Aaron, because I know you've driven a truck for years and years, but you've been driving here in Florida, in the flatlands of Florida. And then when you get out there in the hills and valleys of other places and never knowing about ice and stuff, I felt like since since I met you, you're more like a family, like you're my daughter because you're like the age of my oldest daughter and or my youngest daughter actually, and so I really did worry about you getting out on them dangerous roads. So I'm glad to hear you're here. You're here home, back home in the flatlands of Florida, where you're not going to where you're not going to fall off the edge of a cliff. Alicia, I was planning to have a sale actually tomorrow on the 1st, but I'm not going to do it tomorrow because actually well, because I got a doctor's appointment on the 2nd, and I'm not sure what's going to come of this doctor's appointment. And so, and I want to be able to be sure that when I do a sale, I got the whole next day to do packing and invoicing and things. Kivia Brown. That's a pretty name. Kivia. Kivia Brown. First time here. Thank you so much for coming, Kivia. And we are so happy to have you. And it's always good to see a new face because nobody can have too many friends. And you don't never have enough. You always need just one more. Yes, a hedge of protection. You know, truck drivers are like our first responders. Truck drivers. Because if it wasn't for truck drivers, the things that we need to survive wouldn't get to where we need them to be. Oh, don't do it tomorrow. You're having, oh, see, I knew there was a reason why I wasn't going to do it tomorrow because you are having your eye done. Well, two of my daughters, Tommy Sue and Jennifer both, have had their eyes done where they don't have to wear glasses. And well, they still have to wear glasses for reading, but just for general looking, they don't have to wear glasses. It's amazing. I don't know. They put a new pupil in there or something. I'm not sure exactly what they do, but they both had the surgery too. Now, my Jennifer, she's got an appointment to go and see the surgeon. I don't like for children to have to go see my little baby children to go see. Well, they're not baby children, but Jennifer's got to go see a surgeon about having. She had the cancer of the ovary, and she had a surgery, and they removed that ovary. Which when they removed it, the tumor was like the size of a grapefruit. Actually, it was bigger than a grapefruit. But then the scar, because the scar just runs all the way down her on down her belly. It's like a foot long, and 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 but then it started all of these bubbles. What do they call them? Hernias growing along her scar tissue. But the hernia, the biggest one, is pretty big. But what it's doing, it's growing and it's going like in weaving its way into like the small intestines and then pushing the intestines up to the skin level. And she finally decided, yeah, she's got to. She first was going to say, nah, she's just not going to worry about it. But it's a lot of pain. It's a lot of pain. She wears like a brace thing because she's a nurse, so there's a lot of lifting of patients and stuff. So she's got an appointment now with the surgeon to see about getting this taken care of. That she doesn't really want to do it because that means that'll be another 6 weeks out of work. And but she's got insurance. She's fine. She's got a savings account, so she's fine. She'd be fine. Oh, Regina, you're in Alabama. Oh gosh, I have a granddaughter in Alabama. She's up in she's up in Dora, Alabama. That's up there above Birmingham. Oh, I was just seeing Gail has got a physical therapy, then a follow up doctor appointment with the surgeon. Oh, okay, a follow up. So that's not going up for another surgery, hopefully. All is going well with the knee. Good. That's good to hear. I like when people says all is going well. We like it when all is going well. No more surgery. I'm going to tell him to put them X-Acto knives somewhere else. Don't be poking on your body with them things. It's dangerous. They're sharp. And Kivya is one state over from Regina, and Regina's, what did she say? New York? Oh no, she's in Alabama. Regina's in Alabama. This is just, it's just freehand sewing. All it is, it's like weaving. I have got like a tapestry needle or a yarn needle. It's not got a sharp point. I've got um, burlap, which burlap is very loose weaving. And so all I'm doing is, this is all, there's yarn, this is yarn, this is yarn. This white part is ribbon, like sari silk ribbon. And so, and I just, and all you're doing is weaving it in and out. But when you're weaving, I don't pull it tight. I um I don't pull it tight. I leave loops. I leave these loops up here. And I think it just looks pretty. Now down here I got this tighter, and then as I come up here I got much looser. And so, and you don't even have to have like a plan of what you're doing. Like here I took these two like pieces of doily that kind of looks like a sunflower, and I stitched those on. And then I'm just doing all the way around it, just going all the way around it. And I just go all the way around here and there with the color until it's all filled in. And you don't even have to have any particular image you want to do. But if you did want to have an image, you could do that too. You could maybe if you wanted to do like a whole big old sunflower on your piece of burlap. And burlap works so good because you can it's so easy to get. You could start in the middle with like brown and then get yellow and make your petals of your sunflower, then maybe just different blues to go all the way around the outside. And so you don't even, yeah, these are just doilies right here. These are just doilies. I just tacked them on all the little corners there. And then I'm just working around the doilies. These are just doilies. And then I'm just going around them with more yarn and different colors of yarn. And now this is changing. Now it started out this year, it was light blue, and then it went to darker blue. Now I'm almost done with the darker blue, and then it goes to purple. Then it'll be gray. So it'll be kind of like, it'll look like a let's see, maybe this would be the ground, and this could be some snow, and this could be some more ground, this could be some more snow, and this could be some ground, and then this could be the sky, and these are the flowers growing in the sky. Hey, we do not have to explain our art. All it is art. It is just pretty. No matter what it is, it's just pretty. It is just pretty. That's all we call it. It doesn't have to. And if you look up any kind of textile arts and stuff, or you go look on Pinterest or YouTube or anywhere, you there is so many there are so many different ways of doing things, and it's all just textile art. And like this one here, well, I was working on this one, but this one I kind of came to a screeching halt on this one, but I'll work on it some more later on. um but see, this one here, I had a placemat, and then I these are scarves. I This is a scarf, and then there's a scarf, and there's four scarves on here, and I just left them kind of wadded up, but then just sewed them on. Then started doing hand stitching, adding more things, and I got some flowers on there, and There's a one of those on there, and I got things couched on. But then I had to put that aside. I got some seed stitches on there, a yo-yo, and this is all of this is just flowers that I made out of sari silk things, and I'll work on that some more again another day. But right now it's going to sit right there and just look pretty because I wanted to do this, and so I just don't mind stopping one project to start on another. I just stop one and start on another because tomorrow I might not want to do this. Tomorrow I might want to do something else. And so you never know how it's going to go. Oh, Alicia has, see, she heard that name. I hadn't heard that name, Kivia, before. That's pretty. Or maybe it's Kivia. That could be pretty too, Kivia or Kivia. Very pretty. And Kivia, what kind of crafting do you do? I'm certainly thinking you do crafting. Otherwise, you wouldn't be watching crafting people. I just do things to keep me out of prison. And so otherwise I'd be out there causing trouble and probably winding up in prison. That's another thing I watch. You never know what I'm going to watch, but sometimes I go and watch like in Las Vegas, like the people that they arrest in Las Vegas for being drunk or something. They are so entertaining. I'm telling you, drunk people are entertaining. They are entertaining. I don't want to be a drunk person just to be entertaining. And I do feel kind of bad for them that they are all that entertaining, but that I'm getting entertained by their silliness. But they say that what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Well, I've never been to Vegas, so I'm not sure about that. But it just don't stay in Vegas now that there's cameras everywhere. They'll videotape you, and then they're going to put it up on YouTube, and everybody's going to know. Your mother, your grandmother, everybody's going to know that you are not behaving yourself in Vegas. So much of that, whatever happens in Vegas, don't stay in Vegas. It goes on the World Wide Web. Sometimes I'm entertained by the weirdest things. Oh, good. Regina would break me out of prison. Thank you. There you go. I won't be in there long then. Regina's going to come break me right out. I don't think they'd let me stay in there anyway because I never shut up. Nobody'd get any sleep. It'd be terrible. I'd be their activity director, though. Diana Connor. It says she says it looks like a Van Gogh painting. Love sent to you and your family from another old crafting grammar from southeast Kansas. You bring me joy. I also lost my buddy Izzy, my pug. Oh, Diana, that is so sad. I just was watching another girl I watched. I watch now I can't think of her name, but I can't remember her name. But anyway, she does a lot of different crafting too. She just lost her cat. I'm telling you, and her heart is so broke, and because her cat was on her shows so much, it's like you almost know their cat personally, and bless her heart, she is just broke hearted because she lost her cat. Some people don't understand how bonded you become with your animals, and then when you lose them, it's you're losing a part of your family. Yes, all the ladies and gents would break you out, and Hubster would break you out. Yeah, Hubster'd get me out of there. Yeah. Huh. I won't tell you, Martha, Grand Martha, if you get arrested. Okay. I see them people getting arrested, and you have to put your hands behind your back, and then they handcuff you. They'd be no way they could handcuff me because I can't get my hands behind my back. They won't go back that far. They'd have to chain together about four different sets of handcuffs. Then I then and then I could just plain old um, then I could plain old jump rope with them. Barb Owen, did Barb Owen lose a pet? Is that what the heck was that? Oh, something touched my leg. That spooked me. It was the handle to my little bag of tricks down there. And now this is turning purple. This is going to be a interesting piece. Interesting piece. Oh, you'd bring your truck and break me out. So you'd be like a getaway driver. There you go. I could hide in the back and take a nap. You got that nice back seat back there where I could take me a nap. Yeah, buddy. I heard about old Jerry Springer. Poor old guy. I don't know. I wasn't too crazy about him, but I sure didn't want him to die. Because it's that cancer. That cancer is just not a good friend. Oh, oh, she lost Charlie. Bob Owen did a while back. Oh my God, I knew she lost her husband. Bless her heart. She'd been through a lot, poor Barb Owen. I don't get to watch everybody. Oh, he was 79. Still, that's young. Papa's 78. 78 and a half. Is he in a half yet? March, April, May, June, July, August. Oh no, his half birthday isn't until August. I just had my half birthday. The 23rd of April was my half birthday, so I'm 73 and a half. I decided we might as well claim our half birthdays too. So, yeah, so I'm 73 and a half. I don't know why some people are afraid to tell their age. Because people can look at you and see if you're old. But if you go get all that surgery and stuff to make you look younger, it doesn't really help. Doesn't really help too much because then it makes you look like well, I don't know what it makes, but you can tell. You can tell those of us who have a lot of work done on our faces to make us look young. I haven't had no work. Well, I did have work done on my nose, but the work was surgery to get the cancer off of it, and so I was just 48. So you are even younger than my youngest daughter, Erin. No matter because my youngest daughter is 48, and but yeah, so they did this surgery on my nose and took the cancer off. But they had to take pretty much. They had to dig down in there to get all my cancer. And now that it's like it's healing, plenty healed and everything, but the scar keeps getting worse and worse. So yeah, I had art job. My nose is now an art. It's an art project because it's got a weird shape. But it's my nose. I can still breathe through it, so I'm good. So yeah, I've had work done on my nose. And Gail's dad is still going strong at 91. Alicia's older than Play-Doh. Play-Doh. She's one Play-Doh by 1 year. She's older than Play-Doh by 1 year. So now I gotta go look up how old is Play-Doh, and then I'll know how old Alicia is. But why lie about your age? Because people's gonna know. People's gonna know when they look at you if you're old. Also, then people won't tell their weight. Do you think people's going to look at me and not know I'm fat if I don't tell them their weight? Tell them my weight? Oh my gosh, no. Nope. I'm hoping when I go to the doctor on Tuesday, though, that I am a little bit lighter. But I have so much water that now I have to weigh all the water too. But the water really comes up to it's heavy stuff. So, and that's what I'm going to talk to the doctor on Tuesday about because I understand there's a way that they can remove water without just taking a diuretic. And I want to hear about that, how that works. My legs are so big right now and so heavy. It's like I can't hardly walk because they're so heavy. Oh, Play-Doh was first made in 1930. No, you are not. That would mean that you were born in 1921. No, my mom is 103, and every line is in her face shows all the love she's has shared all her life. Bless her heart, she's 103. Oh my gosh, that is amazing, Diana. I hope you're near her. No, Alicia, you would be 92 years old or something like that if you was older than Plato. I'm older than a tree. The product was first manufactured in Cincinnati, Ohio, as a wallpaper cleaner in the 1930s. Play-Doh was then reworked and marketed to Cincinnati schools in the mid 1950s. Okay, I'd go with that, Alicia. Mid 1950s. I gotta buy more Play-Doh. I keep Play-Doh here from my grands because we got a lot of Play-Doh cookie cutters and stuff for it. But after a while, it just kind of all gets crumbly and stuff. So I just throw all mine away. And I'll probably buy myself some more for Christmas. Christmas in July, so that my kids have some when they come. But when they were over the other day, my granddaughter, she didn't know. Oh, you were born. Oh, Alicia was born in 1956. See, I was in 1956. I was already 7 years old, and Regina turned 60 last February. Cheryl doesn't like the smell of Play-Doh. You know what I love the smell of? Crayons. A brand new box of crayons. That is what I love the smell of that. That brand new box of crayons. Color Crayolas. Crayola color crayons. They got the best smell. First day of school always smelled so good. Myra Ashton was born in 1991. Oh, so you're just still wet behind the ears. You're just a sweet little girl. You still don't know all there is to learn yet. 91, 101, 111, you're just a spring chicken. Spring chicken. And there's Shell from the UK. Hi, Shell 493 from the UK. It is good to have you with us. See, oh no, Liz, I'm picky, but not get migraines. That is why. Oh no, I used to get migraine headaches really bad, really bad. I mean, bad. I couldn't move. I couldn't open my eyes. It hurt so bad, and I get them pretty regular. And I had one headache that I got when I was at work, when I still worked at the factory where I did screen printing. and it was horrible. And Papa worked at the same place, but he worked in the art room, and I worked screen printing. And I just got so sick with this headache. And so he's taken me home, and there's like a curvy road that we had to go. And oh, I was dying on every curve. It hurt so bad. And so then he said, "Do you want to go home, or do you think I should bring you to the ER?" And I said, "I'll take the ER because it hurt so bad." And so we went to the ER, and we had to wait a little while. I laid on the floor in the ER because the floor was cold, and I wanted the side of my head. I just wanted my head to be on the cold floor. I was hurting so bad. And so by the time I finally got back there, they did like whatever they check in your brain to make sure you didn't have make a you didn't have some kind of a stroke or something. I don't know what they were checking for, but everything looked okay. And so they gave me an injection of morphine and a muscle relaxer. And I don't remember what the muscle relaxer, but it was morphine and a muscle relaxer, and they were injecting it into me very slowly. And as it was going into me, that headache disappeared. It was gone. It was completely gone. And I have never had a headache since. Not any headache, not even a regular headache. But there was never any migraine, no. And so I don't know what that medication, if they got it just at the right time or what, it just stopped my headaches completely. And so, but that headache was so bad, I would have taken a bullet. And I had many migraine headaches before that were serious migraine headaches. Couldn't be, I had to be in completely the dark, completely still, and they were horrible. They just were horrible. And but that was the last one I had. And but I would say I would get one about every month, and then they quit. And so I don't know if they must have just, it must have been just at the right time or something. But I'm not complaining, because and anybody who has, some people say they have migraines and they work all day with a migraine. These, whatever these headaches were that I were getting, there was no way I could do anything. And with it, it was terrible. I have been suffering from migraine since age 14, most of your life. That's Janet. Oh my gosh. There, that's horrible. That there is, a headache is bad enough, but a migraine headache is even. Now my son was getting migraine. My oldest son, he was getting serious migraine headaches, but his migraine headaches were actually caused by um, um, seizures. He was having, it wasn't a grand mal seizure, but it was some kind of a seizure. So he takes medicine for the seizures, and he doesn't have the headaches. So sometimes those are caused by a seizure. So, but they're no good. Whatever's causing them, they're no good. Mm-mm. We want to be healthy and happy and pain free our whole life. Oh, never had a spinal tap. I've never had a spinal tap either. No, I don't think I'd want one of them. Awesome, Patty. You're awesome, girl. Night, Gail. Hi, Lottie. Oh, your daughter and son-in-law, or your son-in-law, yeah, are screen printers. I loved screen printing. It was fun. We did signs, like road signs, like danger signs and stuff where I worked. And I really did like it. And I worked there for 3 years. I really enjoyed my work, but my breathing couldn't handle it. And so I had to switch. But then After switching, I went to working in the assisted living facilities, and then got my certification to become the activity director, and that was, I loved that. Then I didn't have to smell no I have COPD now, and it's probably due to all that stuff I inhaled when I was screen printing. Oh, they do T-shirts. We did signs like um, the place was called Acuform, and they did signs like when you see danger signs and that kind of thing. We did them. A lot of tags. It was fun. I really enjoyed that. Just journaling with Possum Patty. That's somebody who you all need to watch if you haven't watched Possum Patty. She's a fun girl to watch. I watch you a lot, Possum Patty, and a lot of times I don't do any chatting and stuff. Sometimes I don't, and I should. I should really be more apt to. I'll click the like, and then I don't put in a comment. I really should, but because I like it when people give me. I like it. I like it when people give me comments, so I should always make sure I give everybody comments when I listen, when I watch their videos. I'm trying to get better at that. I think these are fun. I just think this is a fun little art project to do. And this is something you can actually call art, because when you're creating it out of your heart, it is art. If you're doing it from a pattern, it is a craft. That's what I just learned. Somebody told me that today. So I said, oh, this is art then. But if I follow a pattern, it's a craft. A paint by number is a craft. But if you paint just anything, then it's art. Whatever. Good grief. Fun and relaxing. And that's what we need to do. Things that are fun and relaxing. See, now this is all purple. So this is pretty. I think this is turning out pretty. I could have it going this way. This could be the top, and this be the bottom, or this could be the top and this bottom, or it could go sideways. Could do anything you wanted. You could have it do anything you wanted to do. Anything you want it to be is what it will be. Oh, good grief. You'd think I would do this correctly. Yeah, this is fun, and it's just really nothing. I don't know what you would call it. You just call it fiber art. If you don't know what it's called and you got fibers, you just call it fiber art. That's what it is. I've been looking for I just earlier today even I was searching through YouTube to find fiber artists. But the ones I was finding though were professional, like real professional. And which there ain't nothing wrong with professional. I like to watch professional people too. But I was trying to find somebody that's like really a beginner, like beginner that is just kind of doing fiber art, not a perfection, Perfect is good too. That's perfect good too. But I was trying to find somebody that was just simple minded like me. I'm simple. I'm a simple minded person. I like simple things. I like people who say, I wonder what will happen if I do this. Yeah, that's what I like. This needle is just like, I don't know what size it is, but it's just a tapestry needle or a yarn needle. So it's got a big eye in it, and it's a blunt end. It's not sharp, so you don't have to poke yourself. But you could even use one of those plastic yarn needles, anything, because you're just going through burlap. And so with a burlap, it's got that, very loose weave. Hi, Peter McGowan. I do believe I did see your name before, Peter. Peter, what do you do for to keep yourself out of jail and out of trouble? What kind of crafting do you do? Or arting or crafting or creating? What do you create? Lily Flora, there you are. Hello for you. Hello, and how are you? And I hope you're doing well. And I think I need to make myself go on live just spontaneously more often. Because, see, I don't hardly do well with um, hi, Susan Ernst. I don't do well with planning, with scheduling. And so I can schedule something, and it seems like all the time, if I schedule something, something is going to come up and it's going to um, wreak havoc on my schedule. So the best thing for me is to just go on. Like Ray and I have been trying to go on, like we were trying to go on hump day, our Wednesdays, and it seems like every Wednesday would come along and something would happen and we couldn't go on. And for one or the other of us to do a hump day thing. And then we were always going to do a plan of what we're going to do on our hump day. Well, that's just too much planning. And so, Laurel from Canada, it is good to see you. Lily Flora from Canada, very good to see you. So, I think what we think is that we just need to just do whatever, go on whenever. Today, Ray went to go meet some YouTube friends for lunch. So she had a good day today, I'm sure. I haven't talked to her yet since she did, but I told her, I said, maybe we should just go on hump day and just do gluing, just glue stuff together on hump day. I like to glue, just glue things. The other day I had to go to the doctor's office just to do blood work. And then just to do blood work. And so when I was at the doctor's office, they had this stack of Avon catalogs. And it said free, take one. So I said, well, they're free. And they said, take one. So I took one. And then this is what I do with my memory wraps. I just wrap stuff in it. Let me see if I can show you my picture. There you go. I glued this. This all came out of that Avon. Look here, I made this here person. There was some feet there, and then these are her legs, and there's her little dress, and then she's got arms, and then her neck, and then her face. And then I cut all the eyes out of that Avon catalog. And that's what I did. In my Avon book. That's what I did. But anyhow, this is just my journal wrap, my memory wrap. I just put stuff in here and just wrap it. Just wrap it in there. I've been making a lot of these memory wraps too. You just put your stuff in there and you just tie it in. But that's it. Memory wrap. You throw it down there on your stack of other memory wraps. But Susan, what I'm doing right now though is yeah, the eyes have it on that one. Susan, I'm just doing a little bit of textile art. just a little textile art, which is just using a piece of um, just a just a piece of burlap, because the burlap has got such an open weave. One thing I did learn from after I did my first one, I did my first one here. This was my first one, but I didn't stitch around it. So my strings on the edges, they keep coming loose. Like, see here, they'll do this way. And so then when I started the second one, when I started this one, I first with the sewing machine sewed all the way around the perimeter. That way it'll only fray out so far and then stop. And so, but you can just take all, use your spare pieces of yarn. And I know you have some, Susan. You have to have some with all that stuff you make with yarn. You're crocheting. And then you can just start making just designs. Just design any old thing. On this one, I use these two are flowers that come from doilies. But then I just tacked those on there. My first thought was to have it to go this way, and then I would put stems up to the flowers. But and I might still do that. I might still do that. I don't know. You don't have to know what you're going to do when you're doing this kind of thing. You just kind of do stuff. You just do it, and it when you're done, it's just whatever it is. You can name it if you want to. You can name it as whatever you want to call it. You're the inventor. Aaron's another crocheter. So Aaron, you have a lot of scrap yarn too, don't you? Because you do a lot of crocheting. So if you have scrap yarn, get you a piece of burlap and then just start stitching stuff to it. Just start stitching. And like this, I just do the stitching, but I don't pull the loops tight. I don't pull the loops tight. I leave the loops loopy. Yes, I probably could stitch the edges on the other one. I probably could do that. Actually, what I thought about doing though, really, is to actually now that I've got a lot of this stitching, that's holding it too. But I thought about putting like carpet tape across the whole thing and then put another piece of fabric here. So, and that would hold it and keep it from getting on whatever. So, but something like this, when I first started it, like this one here, when I first started, I just was going in stripes across, back and forth, back and forth. But then when I got up here, I started making like a heel. And then when I got up here into the sky section, then I just went everywhere with it, just everywhere with it. So see, you can see where these are kind of lines here. Here, they're just all over. And so you do it without a cause or without a reason, and just to do. Just do it to do it. Just do it to do it. People look at your stuff and then they get all amazing. A rooster rug. Wait a minute, what did I miss about a rooster rug? Okay, I missed something. What's a rooster rug? I don't know. I guess a rooster rug would be a rug with a rooster on it. Oh, that would be pretty. You could make a rug out of this. You could do this and make it a rug. Get you a piece of burlap as big as a rug. And that could be any size. and then do all of this on here. And you could first draw out with a marker or something, just the shape of a rooster, and then start putting the colors in here of the wing of his tail and his red up here above his little head and his little wattle and his little beak and little feathers. And you could make a rooster rug. Sure. Yeah, that's what you would do, a rooster rug. See, we don't need anybody to teach us to do nothing. All we have to do is think, and something will come to mind. Just something. Yep, just do it to it, Peter. You just do it to it. But any fabric that you might have that's got a loose weave, because there's different fabrics that have, like sometimes, like, oh, I could have picked, like a upholstery fabric or something. That's some of it's got like a loose weave, and so it makes it real easy to get your needle through it. And like I keep poking myself with a needle, so if I can do something with a blunt needle, that's what I need to do. So anyhow, I got pretty much of this done right here. Well, now I've been on here an hour and 51 minutes. Wow, Elizabeth. I gotta get these legs up again. I got the dropsy. I want to call it the dropsy because that's what they called it years ago and in the Bible. But it's just edema. But my legs is huge. And it's they weigh so much right now. And it's like all water. But Tuesday, I won't talk serious to this doctor. I always tell him I'm just fine. He goes, "You don't fine. I'm just fine." I go, "Why are you here if you're just fine?" I said, "Because you made me an appointment and said I had to come. That's why I'm here." But this time I'm going to talk to him about my issues. I've got a couple issues that are making me a little crazy. And so I'm following the orders about salt. Don't be eating anything with salt. Keep your feet raised right on up there all the time. But I can't keep my feet raised up there on all the time because I'd go nuts. Then I would end. If I have to sit with my feet elevated all day long, I'd end up in the psychiatric hospital. That's where I'd end up at. And so I can't. There's some things I just can't do, but I do as often as I can. The thing is, when I get in my a reclining chair and put my feet up, I fall asleep. I fall asleep. And so I don't know. Actually, I just want to take life as it's handed to me. I'm 73 years old. I think I'm doing pretty good for being 73 years old. I mean, I got some problems, but they're not serious ones. I don't take them serious anyway. So, anyhow, I think I'm going to have to shut down this whole thing. And, well, I got a double dose of something. My legs swell. Part of it is from congestive heart failure, but somebody told me the other day that everybody has congestive heart failure. So, but part of it is the congestive heart failure, and then part of it is because I have stage 3 kidney failure. So things are just failing because I'm like old, and so it's partly the kidneys and it's partly the It's partly kidneys and partly my heart. But I got a strong heart. It's not like my heart. I got a good heart. I'm on blood pressure medicine, but that's the only real heart medicine that I'm on. And but I don't know why they call it congestive heart failure. I think that's because they say there's water on my heart or something. I have no idea. My insides are going for a swim. But I feel good. I don't feel sick. I don't feel sick nowhere. I feel healthy, healthy, healthy. But I don't like these legs. I don't like these legs. And then I get these blisters on my legs. I swear I can't do any more pole dancing over at the Gentlemen's Club. Well, I never did in the first place. But oh Lord. Oh, I've tried them compression socks. Oh, they hurt so bad. And then I get these water blisters that just blister up. But I now have to go back and get my legs up again. So I'm gonna have to. I don't want to leave you all though. I don't want to leave you all. Well, I'm gonna be talking to the doctor though, you guys. I'm when I go on Tuesday. I'm gonna see if they might should just take me out behind the barn and shoot me or something. But I see they have some other kind of compression socks that you don't wear as a sock. They call I seen the advertisement. They're like Beltway or something, and you put them around. And yeah, but I don't really have to wear. Well, I'm gonna read to you guys because I always read at the end of my videos. For those of you who are new, I always read something. And right lately, I've been reading out of this Chicken Soup for the Soul book because I love the Chicken Soup for the Soul. I got to look up these things. He's got my glasses. Gotta get my glasses. And then I just open the book up and I find a. Let me see if I can find a short story. I try to find a short one, so I don't have to keep you all too long. Well, how about this angel? The angel in a plaid shirt. I'll read that one. Look, I got another. Sometimes in your junk mail, I got me a new bookmark from the Old Farmer's Almanac, founded in 1792. It's got vegetables and flowers on it. Okay, the angel in the plaid shirt. This is what I use tubby grips instead of compression socks. Let me write that down too, and I'm going to look tubby grips. Okay, I'm going to look that up too. Huh. All right. Okay. Was he an angel? More than 25 years later, I remember him as plain as I remember what I had for breakfast this morning, considering my poor memory these days. That's saying a lot. My daughter was in school for the day. My husband Buck had just stormed out of the house after another disagreement, the nature of which I cannot recall. There were so many arguments those days. Much of our dissension revolved around his deteriorating health and trying to maintain our monument business while he continued to work full time as a 911 dispatcher. Two jobs were too physically demanding for him, and he wanted to quit working at the sheriff's office because the monument business was more lucrative. I protested because I felt the monument business, with all the lifting and hard manual labor, would soon be more than he could handle. Besides, if he weren't employed by the county commission, he'd no longer have insurance. We needed the health insurance covered desperately. Buck had suffered a near heart attack. His cholesterol and triglyceride levels were astronomical, and he was a diabetic. What I didn't know then was that in years to come, he would need to have several amputations, would lose much of his eyesight, and go on dialysis. Ugh. On On that warm spring day all those years ago, I cringed when the doorbell rang. We ran our monument business out of our house, and I presumed this would be a customer. I brushed my hand across my cheek to wipe away a stray tear. An older man, slightly bent and wearing a red plaid shirt and overalls, stood on the porch. That's how my dad dressed all the time, plaid shirt and overalls. Hmm. Stood on the porch. I opened the door and invited him into the living room. I offered him a seat, but he remained standing. He spoke in a calm, deep voice that seemed professionally, oh no, personify, but it was his eyes that totally mesmerized me. They were the bluest, deepest, calmest eyes I'd ever seen. I could not look away. He inquired about buying a monument and held up a brochure he had about our business. I offered to show him stones we had in the lot available for sale, but he declined. I am certain that throughout our conversation he nosed my red eyes and the sniffles I tried to hold back. Kindness and warmth radiated from this man, and the comfort was almost more than I could bear at that dark moment in my life. As he turned to go, his crystal eyes never left my face. Before he closed the door behind him, he said, "It will all work out." I cried more vigorously, being in the presence of someone who made me feel consoled, started my weeping once again, but this time it was different. The sobs were cleansing and renewing. I felt like all my worries had been washed away. I never did tell my husband about my encounter with this man. Instead, I tried to remain quiet about what I thought he should do. A day or two later, he said, "I've been thinking about what you said. I believe the best thing would be to sell the monument business and continue at the sheriff's office. That health insurance is more important than the extra money we could make with tombstones." A few months later, we sold the business. Through the years, Buck endured many hospital stays and spent the last years in a nursing home. So, indeed, the insurance had been the utmost importance. Yet, what I remember most from that time was the slightly stooped man dressed in a farmer's attire who walked into my living room and led me beside the still waters. An angel? He must have been. He soothed my troubled soul. That was written by Shirley Nordic Short. And you know what? That's a good story. And another thing is, you know, sometimes you just feel like you need to cry. And crying, tears wash the windows of your soul. So when you do feel like that to, you need those tears, you let the tears come. Let the tears come. Let them flow because they're washing the windows of your soul. And they do clear things clear up after that. After a really, really good cry, things are cleared up because the windows of your soul have been washed. Thank you so, so much, you all, for coming. This has been like the grandest 2 hours. Let's see, 2 hours and 2 minutes. And so, and I thank you for coming. I'm going to finish this up. I might finish that up tonight. I'll try and do it in my chair and to get these old legs up. And like I say, I thank you again, each and every one of you, for coming by and spending time with me because that just makes me feel good. That makes me feel good. You are feel good people. I just got to watch over every um, on Amazon. Well, Tubi Grip. I'm going to look into them, Peter. Thank you. I'm going to look into that. Okay. Um, Monolike. Molnite. Okay, I'm going to check into that. Okay, I ask God to watch over each and every one of you, every step you take, every move you make, keep you safe and secure, keep you happy, humble, and healthy. And I will see you on the next video. I will try to go um, live a little bit more often. And I love you all, and I thank you so much for being here. God bless and keep you.